What's happening? So I am on a long drive right now, big road trip. So yeah, figured I'd go live for a little bit. I'm not going to be able to read a bunch of the comments and things like that, but I do want to talk about the Bitcoin ETF news a little bit. Talk about what it means for crypto. Talk about if it's actually going to happen within the next 48, 72 hours. I don't think it is, but we're hearing some reports of that. What I've kind of learned throughout this process is nobody knows exactly when this thing is going to go live. We're hearing like the January 10th deadline, but nobody really knows. I mean, they could definitely push this back, I think, all the way into March. And if we know anything about the SEC, like, I wouldn't be surprised with that at all. I hope it gets approved before then, but we'll let everybody kind of file in here and we'll talk a little bit more about, the ETF, Bitcoin, crypto right now, just in general as well. So yeah, if you guys are just popping in, I'm going to be on a lot of road trips in the next 3-4 weeks. I'm basically traveling the entire United States, essentially. So I am going to be doing a ton of live streams, probably like this, and in different places, and it's going to be a blast. So yeah, and I'm going to be creating a bunch of content for the travel channel as well. I know I haven't posted over there in a little while, but I've been gearing up for some big travels, and so be on the lookout for all that stuff too. But okay, so where am I at right now? I am in, by golly, West Virginia right now. I am in West Virginia. So at the moment we're in West Virginia, but we are heading to the Carolinas today. But we're going to be going all the way down the East Coast and then all the way out west. So yeah, we might even do like a, talking crypto on the road kind of podcast or something. I don't know. But I am going to be at the ocean for a little bit, so I know I'm going to do some live streams, walking on the beach and stuff like that. We did that last year when I was down in Florida for a little while. So yeah, it's going to be a blast. But I'm going past a dog track right now. For those of you guys who know about West Virginia, the dog tracks are huge. There's a huge dog track right over here. Pretty crazy. But yeah, let's talk about this Bitcoin ETF, all right? So I want to talk about the whole deadline, what happens when it happens. So I don't think necessarily like we get this Bitcoin ETF and Bitcoin goes to 100,000. Like, I think a lot of the pent up, demand is certainly there, but I think in terms of the price, some of it's built in. I do think eventually long term this is going to be awesome for Bitcoin, awesome for crypto. But in terms of like the price just exploding as soon as we get a Bitcoin ETF, I really don't see that. In fact, I can see it being relatively flat when we get the Bitcoin ETF. And over time, as we roll into 2024, get closer to the halving, that's when I think Bitcoin's really going to start to move. So a part of me thinks that like they could kick this can down the road a little bit into March and basically line this up with a Bitcoin halving. At least from what I'm hearing and reading, like the whole January 10th deadline is not a set in stone deadline, right? It's not like a hard stop. It's been talked about, obviously. A lot of people are predicting that it'll happen around that time or by that time, but it doesn't have to happen on January 10th. It does not have to happen that way on January 10th. So that'll be something to watch. Now, there's a recent report out basically that we could get it as early as Tuesday or Wednesday. I would be shocked if that happened. Who knows at this point, right? But I would be shocked if that happened. I retweeted the tweet. It's Watch Your Guru. But even the tweet was kind of like condescending, right? It was like something may happen Tuesday or Wednesday. We're not 100% sure, but it may happen Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm not putting a lot of stock into that at all right now. I don't think we're going to get the ETF before the beginning of the year, before January 10th, if we get it then. Although it would make a lot of sense to do it at the beginning of the year, I don't know if the SEC and everybody's on the same page. Basically, the information we're getting, though, is that it's very close to happening. I mean, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Drop your thoughts down there. I could see this thing being kicked down the road till March. I really could. And, I want to talk more about the overall market a little bit, too, and what we're expecting here in 2024. Got my protein shake, though. Haven't eaten anything. I've been fasting a little bit, so I got my Muscle Milk protein shake. Shout out to Muscle Milk. This is the 40 grams of protein one. Crazy. Let's get a sip. First sip. ICP up 20% today. I saw that. All right, so as I was talking about earlier, I don't think the price is going to skyrocket as soon as this thing gets announced. You know what this kind of reminds me of? It's like, when Ethereum was moving to proof of stake, people thought that the price would just pump immediately, or it's things like that. Like all of this money, this institutional pent-up money, it's not going to come all in at once, right? It's going to come in waves. It's going to take time. But overall, this is going to be huge. And the amount of people now who are going to have exposure to Bitcoin is going to be awesome. I was talking to a buddy of mine recently, and he's a traditional finance guy. And he was super skeptical about Bitcoin for a while. Super, super skeptical. But recently has come around to the idea that at least Bitcoin is here to stay. And I think that's kind of the start, right? We've got to kind of start somewhere. And I think we're finally starting to see people in traditional finance warm up to the idea that Bitcoin, at least Bitcoin, is here to stay. Now, what will happen after the Bitcoin ETF? Will we get an Ethereum ETF shortly after, like they did in Canada? The answer is, I think so. But it may take a little bit longer in the United States because we still don't have clarity on what constitutes as a security, what doesn't. Whereas Canada and some other countries were a little bit further down the road on that. But I think we're going to see a lot of capital flow into Bitcoin once the ETF is approved. And I think you're going to have people starting to make 1 to 5% of their portfolio into Bitcoin. And that's going to be the start. And then I do believe we're going to have ETFs that make up a lot of the top cryptos, especially in that top 10, top 20, right? So if you guys are just popping in, definitely smash that like button. I am on a long, long road trip right now, so felt like, hey, you know what? Let's come on here, talk crypto, hang out. What up? So what's going on? We're heading down south to the land of the pines. Heading my way into North Carolina. So we're heading to North Carolina first. We are going to North Carolina right now. Heading through West Virginia. By golly, West Virginia. And then we'll be heading to Georgia. I should be in Georgia for the new year. Should be somewhere in Georgia. And then down to the Sunshine State in January. And we'll be on the beach for some live streams out there. And then come February, We're going to be taking it out west. Going to be taking it out west come February. So we're taking the show on the road. Taking the show on the road. So what else is happening in crypto? What else is going on? What else am I excited about? I just think the timing of everything is lining up nicely for us. You know, we've got the Bitcoin halving coming up. We should have a spot Bitcoin ETF before then. I think you're starting to get a little bit of that interest from retail money, right? Like we haven't had the full retail demand that we had in 2021, not even close, but that's bullish because, you know, we know what happens when we do get that. And Bitcoin has come from 16,000 to 44,000 without that, without the retail demand. So to me, like, that is extremely bullish. And that's what I've been really harping on. It's like, listen, guys, Bitcoin went from 16K to 44,000 and the retail money is not yet back in crypto. Like, that is bullish. Now, the question is, how did we get here? How did Bitcoin do what it did, right? How did Bitcoin do what it did? I think you've got a ton of institutional money pouring in this year in crypto. Whether they say so or not, the JP Morgans, the big dogs are in. And I know Jamie Dimon says he hates Bitcoin, hates crypto, but don't listen to what they say. Look at what they're doing. And now JP Morgan has been listed as a AP for the BlackRock ETF. It goes to show you that, yes, all the big players are coming to the table. Whether they've been bullish on crypto or not, their opinions are going to change once an ETF is approved. Mark my words. Everybody will be talking about how bullish they are on Bitcoin as soon as the ETF is approved. It's going to happen. So Dylan, I don't think that's like out of the realm of possibilities, right? Like, I do think the SEC could potentially kick the can here. And, you know, obviously we want the Bitcoin ETF approved sooner rather than later. But if it was March, it's not the end of the world. Like, you've got the halving coming up in April. I just want the ETF approved before the halving. Pretty much any time before that. It'd be nice to have it in January because then we've got, like, you know, a few months of a runway leading up to the halving for like institutional adoption to kind of ramp up, right? That would be nice. That would be ideal. But it's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen on January 10th. And again, everything I'm reading and seeing, like, it doesn't have to happen on the 10th. Like, these are deadlines that people have come up with and various pundits and analysts, but what I really think is nobody knows. Nobody really knows. Like, you know, now we got reports out today that we could get an ETF by early next week. Early next week is like the reports now. So, again, that was a recent report. I just saw that on Watch Your Guru before I went live. So the moral of the story is nobody knows. But this is why you don't really overthink, in my opinion, why you don't really overthink investing in Bitcoin. Just dollar cost average. Keep it simple with Bitcoin. That's how I've always played it. Try not to do or think about it too much. You know, I did go ahead and take some profits off the table when we hit 44,000. And that money will eventually go back into Bitcoin. But I wanted some of that capital on the sidelines ready to put into alts and ready to buy the dip if we do get a dip. I thought we'd get one a little dip here at the end of the year. So far, we've dodged quite a few bullets. It's been surprisingly the opposite of what I thought, which is bullish. I mean, you know, I guess last year we got a lot of tax loss harvesting because a lot of people were down on their investments, whereas this year a lot of people are up. So I did think we'd see more profit taking, you know, but yeah. Does Pepe still have room to run? I think Pepe will come back when we get the retail money back, and also when we get that narrative back when we get closer to the election. I am holding some Pepe simply for that reason. Not celebrating until it's official. I hear you. I hear you. But yeah, I am holding a little Pepe just simply because I do think that narrative will resurface. I do think the retail money will come back eventually, and we'll get a surge. So my Pepe strategy right now is from where I got in. I'm looking for a 5X. I think I put 1,000 in. I'm looking to 5X it. And I have that written down, ready to go, you know. Hitting some rain here in West Virginia. What's up, everybody? Driving through the mountains. Surprisingly, I still got all 4 bars or 5 bars or whatever. I don't want to speak too soon, but there's like nobody on the road, which is nice. I'm able just to kind of smooth sail. So yeah, if you guys are just checking in, I'm going to be on the road a while here for the next 2 months. So I'm going to be doing a lot of live streams remotely. Still going to make all my videos, of course, but going to be having some live streams from the beach. Maybe some like walk and talks, like sunrises on the beach or something, or sunsets, one of the two. So we're going to have some fun with it as we travel around. Going to be posting a lot to my travel channel, which I'm pumped about that. I'm finally able to get back out there and travel a little bit. So I'm going to be posting there more for sure. So yeah, it's exciting. And as we roll into 2024, there's so much to be bullish about when it comes to crypto too, man. I love it. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Beautiful. I can't wait to go out west. I'm going to take my Deep out west and off-roading a little bit. So that's going to be fun. Ali is from... Good afternoon, everybody. Richard, what's up, man? What's up? So what do you guys want to talk about? What kind of questions you got? I kind of gave you my rundown on the Bitcoin ETF stuff. I guess, like, to put a bow on the whole Bitcoin ETF stuff, I'm not like concerned about it as much as maybe some others are. Like, I feel like it's going to get approved in due time. And I don't think there's going to be like this crazy price spike the minute it gets approved. And I could be wrong. But I feel as if it's going to be kind of like the bulls fighting the bears a little bit. Maybe some buy the rumor, sell the news, fought back with some people who are like FOMOing in. I could be wrong. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the price of Bitcoin will like move hard as soon as we get approved? Or do you think it'll just kind of stay flat? Do you think it'll go down? I'm kind of under the impression that it'll just kind of stay flat. Like it won't be like anything, you know, to get too crazy excited about, or it won't be anything like to, you know, get too frustrated with either. I don't know. That's just my general sense. But again, I don't feel like we have to like understand all of this to a T, especially if you're playing the long game, like as most of us are with Bitcoin, right? The sun's trying to peek out a little bit now. It's weird. It's like raining, I think. Guys, my bad. My phone overheated. What the hell? It's not even hot out or sunny out. I don't know what the hell happened. But there are apps and stuff off, so that should help. Okay, there we go. That was crazy. So there you go. My phone just overheated. sound of rain makes me feel relaxed. I know, especially at night when you sleep and stuff. I do that all the time. Listen to rain sounds and stuff. Oh yeah, so I did just see the stuff. They dropped 6 charges for SPF or whatever. Bizarre, crazy, not surprised. I don't even know what to think about that. Honestly, I don't even want to think about it. I just want to move past it. Honestly. Money talks. No doubt. Well, when you donate, what, $100 million? Those are some big time political favors, you know what I mean? And some big time political favors. So weird, the sun comes out for like 2 seconds, then it goes back in. Then the rain comes for 30 seconds and then it stops. Very weird weather day. Luke, I did see that news story with Grape as well. I need to dive into that a little bit deeper. I'm actually supposed to meet one of their representatives actually to learn about the whole acquisition. So as soon as I settle in later, either today or tomorrow, I'm supposed to meet. So I am behind on so many of my meetings. You guys ever feel like that way too? Hello everybody, what's up? We are on the road. We are driving through the mountains in West Virginia right now. Figured we'd pop on and just kind of hang out, talk crypto, whatever we want to do. What the hell? You know what I mean? What the hell? So random thought. I'm going to give you guys my top 5 holdings of the top 100 cryptos. I want to get your guys's too. I'll go first. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Caspa, Cardano, Polygon. Bitcoin, ETH, Caspa, Cardano, Polygon. Those are my 5. Right now. And that could change, but right now those are my 5. What do you guys got? Drop your 5 down there. Jasmy. A lot of people asking me about Jasmy lately. I need to look into it deeper. I want to dive into it and get you guys some content out there, give you guys my thoughts. Not had the time to do a deep dive. I know that it's supposed to be like Japanese version of Bitcoin. At one time, it was the only legal crypto there, right? But haven't they opened the gates up to other cryptos though? So what is Jasmy doing? Maybe somebody in the audience. Obviously, I'm driving. I can't multitask too much here. But what does Jasmy do? Like, what's their main takeaways here? Just to kind of get me thinking about it. And I definitely want to dive deeper into it eventually and do kind of a full review and give you guys my thoughts. Similar to how I did with ICP and Internet Computer recently. You know, with Internet Computer, I've changed my opinion on it from a couple years ago to now. Definitely changed my opinion on Internet Computer. So I see some ADA, Quant, HBAR, Solana. So all of the burns have not happened for SHIB yet. They've burned a few different portions, and they said they're going to continue to do that. Although it's supposed to go to an automated burn in January, I don't know if all of that SHIB that bone that's sitting there that should be converted to SHIB is going to be done before the new year. I don't know. It's kind of frustrating, man. It really is. We're not getting the transparency that I think we deserve. And I'm saying that with love. Like, I'm saying that not saying that to FUD Shiba Inu or anybody in the project. Please, don't misunderstand me. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm not saying that to do anything bad to the project. I'm saying that because I genuinely care. I just wish we had more transparency and more insight into it. I really do. Like, about the burns. I don't know exactly what's going on. I don't. Okay, so a lot of people mentioning their top 5. We've got a lot of good ones here. Solana's in there, Chainlink. Yep. Love it. Have you watched the movie, big bump. No, I've not seen that. Dude, this road is brutal. On the road again. On the road again. Gonna be on the road a lot. Taking this thing all the way down south as you can go in the United States, and then we're taking this thing all the way out west. It's about to be nuts. But hey, when you're from the Northeast and you're able, your job allows you to. And before that, I lived in the South, in North Carolina, for 4 years. So I haven't spent an Ohio winter, a full Ohio winter, in like 6 years. And that's where I'm from originally. And I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it anymore. My body's not cut out for it anymore. The burns don't seem to be helping the price rise at all. Well, none of these burns are going to drastically increase the price right now. So we need to understand that these burns will help over time. They're not going to help in the short term, though. Regardless, even if they burned all of the SHIB that's sitting in there on in the SHIB burn, the portal that they're showing, even if they burn it all at once, it's not going to do anything to the price. What we need is consistent burns over time, and that's what I hope we're getting with the automation to happen in January. But again, what about all this SHIB that's still sitting there? Does that get burned before automatic burns start? Or what's happening with that? We don't know. We don't know. But I say all that to say I still think SHIB has upside here in this next bull run. Does it have 100x upside in this next bull run? No. No. Does it have 10 to 20x upside potential? Yes. And anytime you get to be a $6 to $7 billion market cap, you're not going to be going up thousands and thousands and thousands of percent. I mean, that's what we lived through in 2021. And now we're trying to take that next step and be a legitimate crypto, right? And I'm here for it. I definitely want to see it. But do I think we need more transparency with the devs and the community? Yes, I do. I think that would be great. Given that we are a community token, and without all of us, this thing doesn't exist. It's nothing. Like, the thing is, SHIB's different than a lot of other cryptos. Like, take SHIB versus Polygon, for example. I love Polygon. It's a top 5 holding of mine. But it's not a community-driven token. So Sandeep Nawal doesn't have to be super, super out in the open with everything he's doing. Yes, he should still be in some regard, but I feel like because it's a community-driven project and the community is taking this thing to the next level, we need more transparency from the devs here, you know? I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I wrong there? One of the things that Polygon doesn't have is a strong community, actually. Like, I think Polygon will get that eventually, but they're really lacking, I think, in that area. And again, they're a top 5 holding of mine, but I think they're really lacking in the community side of it. It's more about an institutional play right now. Polygon's done huge things with all the partnerships and things like that too, right? But they don't have like a rabid community, like Cardano. Like Cardano's community's way bigger. What's going to make SHIB rise? The overall sentiment changing, Ethereum moving up, but also what they do with Shibarium in a bull run, what they do with the metaverse, what they do with gaming. So more about the fundamentals at this point. And burning is definitely a piece of it over time. But what will get this thing cooking more is use case adoption and a full-fledged altcoin season with retail money coming back into the fold. That's what will get us back up. Yeah, I'm a huge Cardano fan as well. I think it's going to be Cardano's cycle, man. I really do. I think it's their time to shine. They've been around since 2017. They've been through the thick and the thin, the ups and the downs. They've had a ton of new developments happen in the last 2 years throughout this bear market. I think Cardano is primed to make that next surge, that next move. And that's why it remains a top 5 holding of mine. And it's one of those cryptos that I hold and I feel really good holding it and buying the dips. It's just, sometimes you can't explain like how something makes you feel. Cardano just makes me feel good. I know it's a slow grow. I know it's not sexy at times, but I still think it has tremendous upside. The high for Cardano, without looking at it, I think it's like $3 and some change. Somebody could cross-check that and make sure I'm right, but a little over $3 is where I thought it got to back in 2021. So, I mean, yeah, when Cardano was sitting down there at 25 cents, this is why I was buying it. This is why I was loving that price point. Because, I mean, you're more than 10x away from its all-time high. It's significantly undervalued at 25 cents. I think it's still undervalued at 60 cents today. But this is why a couple months ago I was saying, like, Cardano at 25 cents is a steal. You know? It's just really hard to pull the trigger and make a play when Cardano's down there at 25 cents and you got a lot of people on the other side of the argument saying it's going to 10 cents. It's going to, 15 cents or whatever. XLM waking up a little bit. XLM will move with XRP. Wall Street Kid, the state I was going through during that was Tennessee. And a lot of people ended up getting it right, but there was one person who got it right first. Was the first person to comment. So yeah, it was Tennessee. The only great thing about FTX and SBF fallout was the opportunity with Solana. Yeah, you're right. Huge opportunity with Solana. But in addition to that, Luke, I think it was a necessary evil for crypto in general too. Like the whole FTX thing, I think was a necessary evil because now it has forced exchanges to show their one-to-one backing. It has forced exchanges to show their proof of reserves, which should have been something that was done all along, right? But now, because of the FTX debacle, it's become a normal thing. Like, you have to show us you have one-to-one backing of your assets, which, again, necessary evil, I think. And then obviously just getting the bad actors out of crypto, especially the bad actors like Sam Bankman-Fried, who was a bad actor, but also was big enough to manipulate the entire market whenever he wanted to do it. That was the thing. Not only was he a bad actor, he was a big player and a bad actor who manipulated the market a lot. But yeah, you're right. It was great for Solana too. It opened up a huge opportunity for Solana. Solana was severely undervalued. It was decimated. I wish I would have bought under 10 when it dipped down below there. I still got in, but I was afraid to buy it under 10. I'll be the first to tell you, I was afraid to buy it under 10. But then as it started coming back up to $30 and $40, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. What's going on here? I wish I had the balls to buy it at $8 or $9 when it got down there. I really do. I didn't. I'll be the first one to tell you, I was scared. But for those of the people who bought down there, that's what it's all about. Have high conviction in something, make a play. Make a play, you know? But I'm so fired up, man, for this market, this upcoming bull run that, you know, we expect to see in 2025. I think it's going to start up in 2024. I really do. After the halving is where I think it'll pick up. And here's the thing. I find it hard to believe that they're not going to try to prop up the economy leading up to the election. What usually happens around elections? Look what we did. Look at the economy. Look at inflation. It's coming down. Look at our wonderful job, right? And I'm sure they're going to try to play that card. Regardless, perception is reality, and I think this could bode well for our 2024 from a crypto standpoint. I'm not a real political guy, but I'm also keen on political events as they relate to the market, right? At least I try to be. And again, nobody has a crystal ball, guys. I don't have it figured out. I am just a talking head on YouTube. I'm just an idiot driving through West Virginia right now, talking to you guys on the phone, who quit his job because of crypto in 2021. That's it. I'm just a lucky idiot. But I'm trying my best to learn every single day and figure it out and make the best plays I can and best decisions I can with the information we have as peons in this whole soup bowl of life. So there you go. But I just find it hard to believe that they're not going to try to prop up the economy. I mean, the last time crypto pumped like crazy, remember, the money printers were on. Full throttle, baby. Full throttle. So hopefully those money printers come back on. Hopefully, right? That would be nice. That would be nice. That would be nice. Yeah, Cardano was 310. That's what I thought. I knew it was above over 3. Where do I think Cardano's going in this next cycle? I know this is a wide range here, but anywhere from $6 to $25. I think Cardano could go anywhere from $6 to $25. If you guys watched Coin Bureau's most recent video on Cardano, one of his recent videos, he talked about it. And he talked about historically what happened to to Bitcoin and historically what happened to Ethereum. And if history were to repeat itself, Cardano's kind of on that next trajectory to do something similar than Bitcoin and that the Bitcoin and Ethereum have already done. So super bullish on Cardano. But I mean, even at a conservative estimate at around like $8 to $10, hell, I'll take that all day. Is Bonk dead? I'm out of it right now, Marty. It doesn't mean I won't get back in. I got all the way out of Pepe and came back in. But right now, where I'm at, and I don't know if you actually hold a position or if you're thinking about getting in, Bonk right now is like kind of at that spot where I want to watch it a little bit longer just to see where the falling knife is going to stop. Maybe we've started to consolidate here, but I took my profits. I didn't really mess around with it. I took my profits and got the win. Do I think it's dead? No, it's still a huge market cap, and I think it's going to run with Sol now. It's going to be Sol's kind of sidekick, I think, once we get back into a bull run. So there could be a time where Bonk could run again. Definitely not dead. Do I think we'll see the gains that we've already seen? Probably not. Probably not. You know, those opportunities are once every 100, you know what I mean? Where we actually get a crypto that does what Bonk did and does what Pepe did. I mean, we've had 2 this year, though, which is pretty nuts. We've had 2 this year. What's crazy is Pepe has not been listed on Coinbase. It's probably just because of the narrative. You know? It's literally probably the only reason. It's like bad publicity or whatever. But Bonk did get listed. So Corey, do I think I'm over diversifying? No. So let's talk about this, though. Let's talk about this because this is an important point. And I think a lot of people have been asking me this because it feels as if I'm in every crypto, which I'm not in every crypto, but I am in a lot. A lot of this comes down to how much you're putting in to some of your top heavy favorites, right? And then like I can allocate, in my case, 25, 30% to 50 cryptos, but 75% of my portfolio is concentrated on those 5 at the top: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Caspa, Cardano, and Polygon, right? So that's kind of how I've set up my portfolio. 75% of it's like my top 5 holdings. And then outside of that, I've got a little sprinkle of a lot of things, right? And here's the thing. I might be over diversified right now, but that 25% will shift and change a lot based on new information that comes out, okay? So that's kind of like, hopefully that helps you, get some idea of like where I'm coming from there. But I hear you, and here's the thing. It's not to say I have the only way to do it either. It's not to say my way's right. It's just the way that I've done it. The other thing is, too, I've actually taken a lot of my net worth out of crypto in the last few years, simply to diversify. Like, guys, I was making 50 grand a year at 30 years old, like in debt. Like I didn't have shit. And I'm still on the come up, but like, I mean, obviously my life's changed because of crypto in the last 3 years, but I needed to diversify into stocks. I'm looking at real estate as well now as an option. I just got my first property. So that's where a lot of my focus has been. But, so hopefully that gives you some insight into the over diversifying, aspect. The whole point here is your highest conviction plays should make up a big chunk of your portfolio, right? And they do for me too, right? So hopefully that helps. Do I still think SHIB can lose 2 zeros? Yeah. Not tomorrow, like not right away, but yes. I do, yeah. Long term, yeah. Like Luke said, yeah. ICP's pumping. Yeah, I saw that it was pumping this morning. That's good stuff. But yeah, that's kind of my my way of looking at it there with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and like guys in the bull run, my strategy literally comes back to stacking as much Ethereum and Bitcoin as I can, and probably now Caspa and Cardano. I guess my top 5. I want to stack as much as my top 5 as I possibly can. So in the bull run, when I hit on an ERC20 token here or there or whatever, I'm just trying to stack more ETH, stack more Bitcoin, stack more Caspa, stack more Cardano, right? Because right now in this market, I'm still stacking, but I've also got a little bit larger cash position today than I will, let's say, in 2025, when hopefully we'll be in a full-fledged bull market. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. If you're just checking in, guys, what's up? What's up? Smash the like button. We're on a long drive. We're going to be traveling all across the country here. So it's going to be a lot of on the road live streams, pop-up things based on whatever the hell's happening in the markets. We'll be talking about it, breaking it down, driving through the mountains, driving around the beaches. That's what we'll be doing. Zach, can AVAX still hit 150? I like Avalanche a lot. I like Avalanche a lot in this next bull run. I like both AVAX and Solana a lot. They both had their little run in 2021, but now I think they can even do more here in 2025. But I also think you want to be looking at, like, what are the next layer ones similar to AVAX and Solana that can do what they did in 2021 and come out of nowhere, right? And that's why I really like Aptos. Aptos, Injective. I know Injective has crushed it lately, but they're a layer one that I don't think has gotten full attention yet. But I really like Aptos as a quote-unquote Solana killer, if you will. Very similar fundamentally. It's got the VC backing and all of that. It's awesome. We're traveling to right now. We're in Florida traveling for a couple weeks. Michael, that's awesome. I am heading to Florida. Eventually I'll get there. Sometime early January by the time I get there. Going to be making some stops in the Carolinas. Got some old friends want to say hello to, and then going through Georgia. I'll stop in Savannah, I think. I like Savannah. We'll be in Florida, man. Be in Florida for a bit, so it's a great time of year to travel, especially if you're from the Northeast or Midwest where it's cold right now. Hell yeah. But this whole Bitcoin ETF thing, so to come back to the Bitcoin ETF news, a lot of different opinions, but I do think it's positive overall. There are a lot of people who are saying, like, this isn't as good as people think. And I understand why. It takes away from the whole decentralized nature of Bitcoin and crypto. And yeah, I mean, whether you like it or not, Bitcoin and the market is going to look totally different when BlackRock comes into it. Like, there's no argument there for me at all. But in the same breath, there's nothing you or I could do about it. So we've got to live within those realities. We've got to figure out, okay, it is what it is. The market's going to change. How can we take advantage of it? And I think while a lot of attention is going to be on Bitcoin, the most money is going to be had in the altcoin market still for the next. It's not to say you shouldn't own some Bitcoin. I feel like anybody who's in crypto should own some Bitcoin. The goal should be to acquire one Bitcoin in their crypto journey. I feel like that should be a goal of everyone's. That's just my opinion. But as BlackRock manipulates Bitcoin, they are also going to be bringing in trillions of dollars to Bitcoin as well. So if we're here before the suits come in and manipulate it, twist it and do whatever they want with it, the bottom line is Bitcoin should still go up, with or without BlackRock manipulating the price and their ETF. We should still win based on us being early to the game, right? So there's that. I mean, I'm not so much getting caught up in the whole war over decentralization and we've got to fight for what we believe in. And I hear that. Trust me, I do. But I guess first and foremost, I'm looking at this as an investment vehicle, right? And I think most people are too. I think most people are looking at this as like, hey, this is a way to be early to something, similar to how some people were in the .com era, and make money. Because you guessed right on some early investments. I feel like that's why most people are here, right? And I could put the other arguments aside and see this for what it really is. We can't control the situation here. BlackRock's going to do whatever they're going to do. When they come in, they're not going to be the top dog, right? Brownies, baby. How about the Cleveland Browns? Was at the game Thursday night. Let's go. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. The Cleveland freaking Browns. 11-5 with Joe Flacco at the helm. We're going to the playoffs, baby. We're going to the playoffs. I love it. I love it. Joey Flacco, the boy. All right, we got Cincinnati last week, so we'll see. I don't even know if they're going to start the guys. It'll all depend on what happens here in the Baltimore game, probably, right? To see if we can actually still get that one seed. If there's an outside chance we can get it. Buying heavy into quant. I like quant. I do like quant. I look at quant in a similar way. It's different, obviously, what they bring to the table, but I look at quant like I look at Chainlink, in that it's a really, I think, safe investment that has tremendous upside. And you've got a lot of the key players and key pieces invested and embedded into those ecosystems. So very similar how I look at a Chainlink. Chainlink to me, though, is severely undervalued. I'm a huge Chainlink proponent, and I wish I owned more, to be honest with you. So I'm actively trying to accumulate more Chainlink. Gotta take the exit. Going through Charleston, West Virginia, guys. By golly, West Virginia. Going through Charleston in the rain. In the rain. In the rain. Links high next run. I mean, just easily over $100. And I know that's only like a 5X, but like, I think it was so severely undervalued here, even in the last bull run. It only got to like 50 something bucks. Because like you had Dogecoin and SHIB, I think, steal the show. I think you're going to see in this next cycle, it's going to be a lot more concentrated on real utility plays. I mean, you're still going to have your hype plays for sure. You're still going to have your high-risk hype plays, but the market's getting smarter. The retail investor is getting smarter. And I think you're going to see more and more retail investors start to learn about the polygons, the chain links, the quants, the H-bars, the Algorands, etc., etc., etc. So I do think you're going to see more retail money come into utility-based altcoins, right? So I think a conservative estimate, and again, price predictions are what they are, guys. You guys know I'm not a wizard by any means, okay? Nobody really knows. Just based on historical fundamentals and where I think Chainlink should have went already. I mean, easily over $100. Easily over $100. Do I think Caspa will hit 2 to 5 market cap maybe? 2 to 5 what? 2 to 5 billion? It's already been over at 2 billion. Or do you mean 2 to $5? I think Caspa is a little different. Here's why. It hasn't experienced a full bull market yet. You know, Chainlink and some of these other ones have. Caspa's doing what it's doing. It launched in November 2021. It hasn't experienced a full bull market. That's why Caspa's so exciting. It hasn't seen a full-fledged send market, right? And obviously, Caspa's fundamentally just amazing in terms of their tokenomics, the ability for them to probably pull in some Bitcoin investors as well. So yeah, I'm super excited about CAS. $2 to $5. Okay, that's what I thought you meant. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. I would say $1 is. I like $1 for sure. Could it get to 2? It could. It could. Caspa needs smart contracts and exchanges, and then it's game over. Yeah, and I mean, really, it's got a lot of the exchanges, but you're right, it doesn't have some of the top tier exchanges, which I think it'll get that for sure. It should. Exchanges relatively easily. The smart contract side of things, you know, with Bitcoin, which Caspa's similar in that way, you know, you had Stacks, which is bringing smart contracts to Bitcoin. But I believe Caspa is structured in a way that they could bring smart contracts. Unlike Bitcoin, which had to kind of do it through Stacks. Kind of like another layer, if you will. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Some beautiful homes here on the Ohio River. Down here, actually it's not the Ohio River, Kennewaw. Kennewaw River or something like that. Out here in the mountains. By golly, West Virginia. By golly, West Virginia. By golly. Going to the mountains, and where you heading to the Gulf part or deeper Florida? Couple different spots. Couple different spots. The Keys. Eventually the Keys. Oh yeah. That is heaven on earth. The Keys. If you guys have yet, if you haven't been to Key West or any of the Keys yet, it's amazing. I only went once. This is gonna be my second time. I went last year. This is gonna be my second time, and I am freaking pumped. Super pumped, actually. And then from there, through New Orleans, we'll go to San Antonio, Lake Charles out there first, and then San Antonio, Houston, San Antonio. Go out through Albuquerque, New Mexico. Gonna hit Zion National Park, and then Vegas. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Going to the mountains, and we're I wish it was warmer, man. Maybe it'd be a little warmer in Carolinas, get some hikes in or something. We'll see. I am kind of shocked that crypto is held up here these last days of December. I thought we'd get a little sell-off. I thought we'd get Bitcoin down to like 38,000. I really did. And to this point, it has not happened. It has not happened so far. What do you guys think? Are we going to get a dip? A bigger dip before the big bull run comes? It's hard to know. It really is hard to tell. Or do you think the worst of it, I mean, I think the worst of it is behind us, but do you think like we get another big dip? You know, what people are saying is like, we've got to drive the price down for Bitcoin so the big investors can get in. And maybe that's true, or maybe the big investors are already in. I don't know. %, Chris. Yeah, it's awesome down there, dude. Love it. All right, boys and girls. I'm going to close up the stream for a little while. Who knows? I got another 4+ hours in the car, so if we get some crypto news that breaks, I might go live again. But I'm going to go listen to a podcast or something, make a couple phone calls, call some friends, family, etc. And, yeah, I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support and just being my crypto friend and hanging out with me. So, appreciate you guys. We'll see you. Bye.